More Heroes of the Storm, more Heroes Lounge. Legendary Cup, everybody. The grand final. Food for Frobios is playing against Out of Position. This is Division 2 and Division 3 out of Heroes Lounge. So a bit more Heroes of the Storm action with another tournament in 2020. And before we talk a bit about what exactly we're watching here, this is the first game of a best-of-5 series. We have our players on the blue team. Jam on Stukov, Sonia on Johanna, Sidonion on Chromie, Fiziv on Greymane, and Hat is playing Dehaka. Not Abatha, as you would probably think. Out of Position with Artanis on Malfurion, Der Kaiser on Sonia, Electrix on Varian, Murmur on Gul'dan, and Altanox is playing Uther. Double support, baby. Okay, yeah, it's a spicy lineup for them. Okay, so now our Heroes of the Storm match today. As I said, best of 5 series. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the first match. Division 2, Division 3, which means that we have, on average, I would say, high diamond and master players is what we're seeing here. Now, this is part of the amateur series, part of Heroes Lounge, the end of season tournament, as I already mentioned in the previous ones, the Legendary Cup. And in this particular tournament, we are focusing on the grand final to give those teams a bit of a spotlight here and yeah, also make you guys a bit more familiar with the European scene. Now, of course, we have the Mythical Championship also coming in soon, which is Division 1, where we find all the Grandmasters. And that is going to come through too with a few more games. We're going to go into some semifinals, some quarterfinals and check this out. But for this particular tournament, we're going to reserve that for the grand final. And, well, we see our boy Varian out here a little bit more often. Every single time you see another Heroes of the Storm patch coming through, there's a chance that the meta shifts slightly. And this was also the case with the last one, where Varian got once again buffed a little bit. Actually, this is the Hogger patch. Hogger, by the way, obviously banned, always banned at the beginning when there is a big tournament. So for the first week or so, new heroes are not allowed in these setups. But Varian, after he was buffed with the Taunt build once more, has now started to see a bit more play. So we see more teams coming for him and trying to get those kills in. Big invade attempt here, but they are a little bit late to the party, so that didn't work out at all. 5-man commitment over here, and they are roughly a second or two too late. Unfortunate for them. Now that we're coming through with this, we have of course some endless poke also from the blue team, with Chromie in particular. Lots of interrupt potential here on our first map of the best of 5 series. And Varian is going to drop the taunt here. Yep, indeed. And then they're going to try and follow that up with the root on Malfurion. The Strangling Vines. So they are looking for that kill comp. And of course, Uther can provide an additional stun after they lock the target down initially. So far so good. And let's see what else they can do here. As far as combos go in Heroes of the Storm, I mean, these days you see a lot more triple frontline. It's never really been out of meta, honestly, even during the HEC times. Triple melee wasn't all that uncommon, but it seems like these days you have a lot more than that. So this has become one of the dominant setups. Dehaka goes down here at the front as he gets crushed and murdered. And that's also a few gems that were lost. He was one of the side laners, and that's normally the role or the lane that picks up most of the gems. Now we are also looking at another camp taken. This time the blue team is trying to set the Bruiser camp en route to make a play. Uther already down at the bottom of the map, and they are trying to go for the Siege Giant here. One of the things that they can really excel with in Heroes of the Storm is if you make it so that all of those mercenary camps really push around objectives, or around you trying to find some different area to push. So for example, set those Siege Giants up, try and go for a turn-in while your opponent defends, try to push at the top lane while multiple heroes have moved down to the bottom of the map. Just action like this. And while all of this happens, Food for Frobios is actually going through the mid lane now, attempting to push with the camp and the aura that they have here to try and take a wall down. And because we had multiple heroes at the bottom of the map, out of position so to say, they could not defend in the middle, and that's an opportunity that the blue team did not pass up on, so they went for it and took the mid well down. And that gives them a slight advantage, as we have more heroes starting to move in. A quick jump towards Jam over here. Yeah, he's already moving away. And the 4-man and 5-man setup here in the middle of the map so far, not a problem. Dehaka had lots of time at the bot lane to do his thing. So he just moved in, took those Siege Giants down. Sonia's coming back here, trying to help out. But yeah, not really able to do too much just yet. It's always kind of cool to see the end of season tournaments here from the amateur scene, and it's kind of nice. You have for every single division, you more or less have one of these. And with the season ending, another thing, guys, if you want to play in the Heroes of the Storm tournament or amateur scene in the league, it's just competitive Heroes of the Storm in general, where you play with other like-minded people that want to talk drafts, that want to also go for compositions, practice a little bit together. Sign-ups will be open quite soon, so you should check out heroeslounge.gg and have a look if you're interested. They have divisions in North America and also in Europe, so if you play in one of those two regions, you will definitely find people to play with. And you might be happy to hear that you don't have to have a full Heroes of the Storm team. You can play as an individual player as well, and will be matched with other free agents. First kill on the side of the blue team as they come in and take Uther down. Good kill for them. Nicely done. And now the move straight up to the top for Electrix, who's also coming back. One of the things that you might actually have noticed now too, with the stuns that we're seeing coming out here, one thing that's missing is the bloody medallion. Finally, it's gone. Yep, we are on the live patch. No more anomalies, at least for now. So finally that thing is gone. All of the high-level players and especially the tanks are rejoicing and saying, like, finally we can make a couple of plays again. It will for sure change also the support meta a little bit. You could play completely differently. Having a cleanse on your own wasn't quite that important when everybody had a medallion, and also you were a lot safer as support, could make a couple more plays because you always had that panic button you could use whenever people were jumping on you. So we'll definitely see a bit of a shift in supports that are being played in compositions right now. But yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how much it's going to shift from here on out. As it happens, we have the level 10 abilities in the first Web Weavers coincide for out of position as they push topside. Half a level lead, which is pretty neat for them because that means they can aggressively push with the level 10. And that should really allow them to pick up a kill if they make their plays coordinated at the top lane. Which so far isn't really the case. They play a little bit hesitant. They should really dive way further behind this. Here comes the setup. Go for the taunt. Where's the lockdown? Where's that root? It's too late. And Stukov with the interrupt. Zip. Uther is back in. No medallion. No win. But he survives. Makes it out. Big shove into a corner. Varian still with 28 gems. Then they destroyed the wall, and they got also a bit of value in the middle. Down at the bottom of the map, another wall has been taken down. But as it happens, they pretty much have enough gems for another turn, and they need one more, and they can pick it up here in the mid lane. So there's a chance for out of position to get a double turn-in over their opponent. So, Altanox. Yeah, Uther is dead. Alrighty, Uther having some trouble here. It's the second time that he was taken down. Yep, Uther gets murdered. And now Dehaka going for the turn-in, and that's of course a blue Web Weaver wave coming down for food for Frobius. Honestly, if in this best of 5 series we don't get to see Probius at least once, then I'm gonna be a little bit tilted. If you call yourself food for Frobius and make a Probius pun, then I want to say the probe. I want to say that cannon rush. So yeah, you gotta go for that. But first of all, it's time for out of position to make sure that they're not out of position, and try to take those Web Weavers now. Wave clear, more or less. I mean, it's pretty much just like Sonya and, of course, Gul'dan. Those are the two that can do a bit here. And they need to take that on quickly. Nice quest completion, 7 minutes and 50 seconds in. Good job by Gul'dan. So that's kind of neat. Now he can wait for his Ruinous Affliction on 16 and really start to drop the damage, but that's already kind of nice. So Murmur over here is going to try and do his thing. There's the lockdown, there's the taunt, the Horrify, and that has to be a kill, and it is. Jojo is down. Johanna says goodbye, and they're still trying to go for Uther again. I mean, he's getting trade value. He is getting some mad trade value over here. Gotta give him that. And they got the counter kill too. So while Uther is pretty much just baiting, I'll tell you guys, this is not a support player. This is a Leoric player. This is either a Leoric or a Murky player. I mean, 100%. 4 kills to 3, so they're still ahead in kills. The fort has been lost though. And in the mid lane, it also has taken a lot of damage. So there's that. Bot side, they're trying to go for another Siege Giant camp. And this, of course, is still the first game of the best of 5 series here. Ah, so this could actually go the full distance. I mean, we'll see. Right now, they look evenly matched. We have 3 kills to 4. We have level 12 to 13. Only a small difference in experience, but an earlier talent for the blue team now. The Shattering Throw is in. Jojo is not gonna like that. And, yep, here comes the next setup as they're pushing with a Yeah, with the mercenary camp through the middle, trying to push those web weavers back as quickly as they can. As far as objectives go in Heroes of the Storm, web weavers aren't quite the strongest, to be honest. So even in late game, you'll oftentimes see them do not as much damage. If you also have a camp set up on the same lane, it should be a fairly easy defense for you. But we'll see what they can accomplish here. Because Greymane is still sitting at the top. He's trying to take this one down before it reaches the fort. At the bot lane, we have a 1 versus 1 situation. And in the middle of the map, that's where the real action is currently playing out. As they are starting to make their way through the walls. Rotation topside. Greymane! Oh, close call, my friend. Yeah, Varian was nearly there. If he gets close enough to land that taunt to just charge in, then it is goodbye doggy. Then the wolf is down, but he made it out. Bot side, Dehaka with the defense is now moving into the middle. There's the Horrify. They go for the bullet, and Johanna gets stunned out by Uther, and bam, easy kill. Stukov is also in trouble, but Chromie drops Malfurion in the back. We also have Stukov survive, which in and of itself is insane here. But yeah, der Kaiser, careful, and he's dead too. Greymane comes in, and it's an absolute slaughter all of a sudden. Oh, Uther down! And Varian is also on the run. So many gems lost now too. Another 17 and he dodges out on it. But Greymane jumps in front of it, gets taunted. And that's another 17 gems lost right here. Ouch. That one hurt. That one hurt. Now 7 kills to 5. Yeah, and that shifted the dynamic of the game quite a little bit. It was pretty much a 5-man wipe. You get the web weavers, they're pushing the lanes out now too. And since we still have Varian down for another 15 seconds, this one is not gonna be easy for them at all. Yeah, more than only one player was out of position in that fight. You can say that the team name was aptly chosen. Now there comes the Blessed Shield, a little bit late to condemn, and Murmur gets away. Good for him. But with this push, a level 16 talent will be ready for food for Frobius, and that should be a very aggressive stance that we can take here. Yeah, already through the top lane, mid lane and bot lane, the web weavers are pushing. Bottom of the map, Sonya is doing her thing. And here comes the attack. Ford is about to go down. That's experience in their hands. And after another wave, they should be able to grab that 16 talent. And they're trying to make a play for Sonya. I'm sorry, but she's not that dumb. Der Kaiser sitting there and is immediately falling back when he sees people rotate away from the mid lanes. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm a bit exposed here. And yes, you are. I like how the blue team actually waited here. Why is he using his global? Right? They waited here for just a second and see what they can do. I'm trying to go for that bell tower. It's a trap! I mean, that's a bait right there. Had already at the front with the Haka and he's saying, kill me, kill me! But instead, they're now just making the play for the next camp. 16 talents on both sides. It gives us the Ruler's Affliction. Pretty much meta builds on most sides, at least here. Also, the virulent reaction. There we go. Just one of those days again, isn't it? On 13 for Stukov, some more lockdown potential. We got the Beacon of Light, though. No benediction for Uther. Baby, what's up with that? Okay, someone needs some self-healing, apparently. Yep. I mean, to be honest, looking at his death count, that's a fair choice. But again, you kind of want to take benediction here. It's a pretty sick city talent, so yeah. Top side, Dehaka. Dehaka against boss. I give you a hint who's winning. That's a very ballsy call, by the way. I mean, this is one of those moves that you make where you just hope that your opponent is completely brain farting and doesn't realize what's happening as everybody's gone from the map. So this is not a play you should make. Not when you're in even talents with your opponent and there's no real advantage for you. Then again, they're abandoning the boss, so that's some time that they wasted over here. Instead, they're starting to go straight in for the team fight. It's a bit of a poke exchange between the two teams, and some hit points are lost. Talking hit points and damage, 48,000 by Gul'dan, 36,000 by Chromie. Here comes the lockdown. Oh, and there's the kill. The better safe than sorry ult from Malfurion. Absolutely dropping them. And yep, that hurt. The Haka just got locked down harder than California. So he's gone. We also have Malfurion eliminated, so there's a counter kill. The problem is that Greymane also dies. Gul'dan is dead. It's another slaughter here in the middle, and turning two of the Spider Queen into a graveyard. The big boy Shuff is coming through too, and then still making the play, or at least trying for Varian. Yep, he is able to get out. Got the banner drop there as well. Gem count 57 to 23. That's the chance to come in and go for another Web Weaver wave right there. Red team has tons and tons of gems. Please turn in. Just get rid of it as quickly as you can. How much does Sonya have? She's sitting at 20 right now. Okay. So there's that. Uther was able to do his thing. And now we have 23 and 27 turned in from the two teams. Yeah, the Haka is coming in now too, but Varian is back to business as well. Uther could heal him, by the way. Uther's just sitting here as like, nope. Heal cooldowns are reserved for me. As the attempt at a lockdown, that Condemn didn't really do well. Stukov missed because of it. Another big shove coming through, but it's not enough this time. 9 kills to 7. Wow, we are actually in for a treat here. Now again, guys, this is Division 2 and Division 3. It's not even Division 1 yet, but we have a game that is fairly close with two teams that are very evenly matched in the grand final. This is how we like Heroes of the Storm. No bashing, just two teams on eye level going up against each other. Kaiser over here also getting attacked. They're turning it, and someone was out of position, but it was not the red team. Nope, it was Jojo. She's down once again, and now they're going for the rest of them. Greymane is already on the run. Spoiler alert, he's not going to make it. Don't prove me wrong here. Stukov, okay, there it is. There it is. Stukov is down, so is Greymane. The taunt against Chromie, the fake dragon. Where's the root when you need it? Well, there it is, and that's another kill. Fake dragon has been eliminated. And guys, that is 11 kills to 9. That's a level 20 talent. They can go, well, they can go turn-in and they can go boss. Exactly. They can go for both, and why wouldn't you? It's boss time. Obviously, this is already visible to Food for Frobius, because, I mean, everybody's just moving in for it. Should wait with the turn-in. There's no chance of a counter-turn by the blue team. They don't have enough gems for it. So, you should actually defeat the boss. Don't cap. Wait here, turn in, cap them. Time it a little bit, and they're not going to do that. But again, that's what you should do. So they're not doing this. So now she's turning in. Again, timing could have been better. As is, it's going to do work. So right now, you will do a lot of damage up at the top lane. Can you optimize it? Yes. Is it going to make a huge difference here? Probably not in this instant. You could make the play a bit more crispy and then do more damage, but either way, it's a very deadly setup that they have now, as both teams have hit their level 20 talents. Now we're coming through the top lane. Great job by the blue team, though, to push both of these lanes far back so that only the top lane is a concern. So mid lane Ford and bot lane Ford are most likely going to fall, but keeps are not going to be threatened anytime soon there. So that's at least that. They buy themselves a little bit more time with it to defend top side before they then focus on the remaining lanes. They might still lose the game, yes, so they gotta be careful, but a good move by Stukov locks a few of them down. Core gets attacked, not gonna be doing too much damage here, but the keep is down, and over here it's gonna be the end of the fort. At the bottom of the map, the Web Beavers have already been taken apart though, so they need to collapse onto this one as well with the remaining units if they wanna do the job there. Mid lane fort is eliminated, and once that they take the one at the bot lane down too, they are gonna be slightly ahead in structures, as you can see on the minimap. But of course, what else can they do here? Currently we have them with, well, what is this, 40 gems? 34. 34 gems that they can still hold. They of course want to get a few kills. There's the taunt, maybe a little bit early. Where's the root? Right there. Already pushed out. Can they get that kill? Stun comes from Uther. Big shove. Okay, he gets pushed back. The drag misses. His hat moved in with the Haka. Trying to connect under the tongue here. That didn't quite work out. And of course now he has also isolation. And with you running 3 melees in total, that could be a problem. So, off we go. Blessed Shield missing again! Blessed Shield misses. Big shove coming out. But they go for Jojo. And Jojo had a tough game as is. And she dies again. That's 5 kills against Johanna. Dehaka with 26 gems. He's the next target. No chance. At least Malfurion dies. Uther still alive for a little bit longer. He has redemption if I'm not mistaken. Yep, still has it up. So he's going to be back. Greymane escapes, but Uther's going full Arnie on us. I'll be back. Well, there he is. Uther back to business, and Jam gets jammed up. Yeah, maybe not. That missed, okay. Alright, Stukov with the escape. Nicely done. Yeah, good job. So now they have a little bit more poke happening here. I mean, again, the Haka, if he lands a 20 in one of those team fights, it's going to be much easier for them to handle this, but so far it hasn't really happened. So let's have a look. We got still 14 to 11 kills. It's actually a pretty long game right now, 20 minutes in already. Now they take the camp and they want to push through the mid lane. Let's see what they can actually do here. Right, so that keep should be a goner. 24 seconds until Greymane is back. The Haka has his contagion back. So if he hits the isolation and his contagion kicks in, then they can maybe even get a few drags in. They got the Blessed Shield on Jojo. It's actually a really good setup. You hit the Blessed Shield first, you come in with the isolation setup, and of course the 20 upgrade, as I mentioned. But then Chromie can pretty much just nail them. But Johanna has missed the last, I want to say, 3 Blessed Shields, so that doesn't make it any easier for them. We also got the Radiating Faith right now. I mean, there's a lot of CC that they have for that. Radiating Faith, you got a Contagion that you can use, but you also play it out against a Varian that is always ready to drop another taunt on you, and Stukov yeah, can always help the blue team a little bit more, but if, for example, Malfurion comes through first with the Astral Communion, then he's going to be able to shut any attempt to defend this down very, very easily. They are still fairly close in kills, and the turn-in is honestly soon going to be available for the red team again. It's kind of fascinating. They are starting to get turn-in after turn-in after turn-in. They're already one Web Weaver wave ahead. So, yep, there's another one pushed out at the top. And they're getting close. They had 57 gems that they already have in total, counting also the ones that they already turned in. Which means that they're just 8 short. That means 2 minion waves, and you're good to go. So, blue team is very passive right now. And blue team can't really afford to be this passive. Not with level 20 talents of their own. As long as the top lane isn't pushing against you, you should look for an opportunity. Because if they don't make a play... Like, look how deep they are standing. If they don't make a play, that's a free turn and for out of position. I mean, literally, what are you waiting for? Push the lanes out a little bit, and then you have to look for the fight. You don't have to take it immediately, but you still have to try and set up a position and interrupt turn-in attempts on the other side, or you're going to be in trouble. Now, of course, they also wanted to have their own gem count so they can turn in too, and that finally triggers a move into the middle of the map. But this is going to be a rough battle. Technically speaking, honestly, I think it could be really that whoever wins the next fight wins the game, given the situation on the minimap and the turn-in potential that we have from both teams with the gem amounts that they are holding right now. So, let's see. Currently, there's still Electrix is coming in. Jojo taunted again. Careful. Alright. Horrify, but she already got the shield out. Blessed Shield connects. That's a good start. They're going for Uther again. Uther gets pushed out. The drag against Malfurion. Oh, Contagion hitting 2. But they're making the play for the Haka again. Oh, the Haka. Alrighty. The Haka on the run. And taunt is ready. No. Varian didn't get it off. But now that's the potential weapon wave for them. Yeah. Let's turn those 6 in. They still don't have enough, really? They're 1 short. Are you shitting me? They're actually a single gem short. Yep. Take the gem and then turn in. Don't waste your time with the wave. Just turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. Make the play, make the play, make the play, make the play, make the play. You can do it. Top side, they're trying to do the same thing. But it's only... Nope, that's a red wave. Yep, there we go. Sonny couldn't even turn it in anymore. Was too late on this. Blue team had, of course, to also fall back to save their core again, but now they're going to be in real deep shit, because that means mid lane and bot lane are both going to get pushed for keep, whereas top lane is even threatening the core, so that's not really a good situation to be in if you're trying to fight back. 84,000 damage by the top 2 damage dealers, which is Gul'dan and Chromie. Very different characters, I might add, so there's that. And, well, with this, let's go. There's already the Web Weaver in the middle. Sonia's pushing out the top lane. Nobody's focusing onto the middle. 5-man defense right here. Not really a big problem there. Let's make the play. Varian is down. Varian is down. Look at this. This is exactly what I've been talking about the entire time. A good contagion, and all of a sudden, it is lights out. Gul'dan is dead. Uther is gonna die. He still has the redemption, so he should really try to get away from this one. Run, Uther, run. Yeah, that condemned to do anything. And bot lane should also be defended, but they want that Uther, don't they? So they get him again. Uther dies twice. But that also means that the bottom fort is most likely going to take some damage. Core took damage too. 1 percentage point is gone. But as far as Web Weaver defenses in the late game go, this one was a pretty good one. With Varian out of position, they actually didn't lose a... They didn't lose a keep. They didn't lose their core. That's a good one. That's a real good one. And now they're going to get boss. So boss is going to be taken. That's a good start for them. Let's see if they can end with this. Now that move down to the bottom of the map is at least going to give them a camp. Dehaka is going to sniff it out. Yes, so he sees it. But they're still going to commit to this. They know that there has to be a move for boss right now. It would be crazy if Food for Frobius wouldn't do that. But they still have to defend that boss. And 25 minutes into the game, that boss is going to hit hard. And it's a Web Weaver wave on top of that too. So it's not going to be easy. This over here, Siege Giants might push that out, so that's good for them. Depends a bit on how Dehaka is going to play it. If he moves back down and tries to out-push that, yes, he does. That's going to save them the bottom keeps. They're not going to lose anything here. As long as he still has his global up, it's going to be fine for them. But here comes the push now through the top. That's going to be a tricky defense. You need a good kill here. They need to drop, especially Gul'dan, needs to drop a lot of damage on this bad boy. And they're burning it down as quickly as they can. And we have, oh my god, the Web Weaver touched ground on, oh, that hurts. Oh, that is so bad for the blue team. If they would have had both at the same time, that would have been fantastic. But apparently there were still some minions on the left side. So that shuts down pretty much the entire aggression. They're going to lose the keep, don't get me wrong. The keep is going to be lost, but think about how devastating this push could have been if the Web Weavers would have been there too. This could have been the end of the game. 1 minion at the top was all that was needed for the Web Weaver to get triggered, to touch ground, and then it's a possible defense for them. This could have been the end of the game, easily. But instead, we're now talking about Sonya defending the top. They might even lose a little bit more. Maybe they lose a second keep. But I was pretty sure that was the end of the game. But with the Web Weaver being this delayed at the top side, yeah, they're still okay here. So that 1 minion was definitely paid some extra BS after the game, I'd say. Now they gotta defend this one though. Bot lane also gets attacked, so they have to open this one up too. Someone at the bottom of the map should take care of it just to ensure that the keep doesn't fall. And as it turns out, they're able to hold both of the keeps. So we are in a spot where we are 26 minutes into the game and we are in the exact position in experience and structures on the map for both teams. And on top of that, we have nearly the same amount of kills too. I mean, that's pretty amazing. 6-digit club, by the way, has a new member. Chromie joins the 6-digit club. Yay! Yeah, show off as usual. So, yeah, comes down to another team fight. It's actually kind of nuts. And now, of course, catapults are starting to hit really hard. You have the Web Weavers that are starting to scale quite nicely. Minion camps that you can, or any kind of mercenary camps that you can take from here on out. Is going to be heavily impactful. That's a really good start into this best of 5 series. That's exactly the type of Heroes of the Storm games that we want to see here, even in the amateur scene. Good shit. So, let's go. What do we get? 15 to 14, 27 minutes in. Can they push for a keep right now? Okay, there we go. There's the drag. Okay, they're trying to go in with Chromio and her ult too. Big shove coming out again. Kaiser's getting pushed out of the fight. The Horrify, the stun, and the kill against Malfurion. But Sonya is dead too. Jojo. Sonya spinning to win and dropping Johanna with the help of Gul'dan. Nicely done. The turn against Dehaka. It's a 2-for-1 trade. And that's an opportunity to at least get a keep. They push it towards the other side of the map. Camps, there's only one up on the map. It's only the Siege Giant camp. If not, they would have stolen away this one and then moved in. But right now, there's the opportunity. They want to go core. They want to go core. They don't want to waste any time with a keep. They're going for core on this one. Which is one of those moves where if it works out, then it's all Gucci. If you fail to take core here, then you're going to hate yourself for the rest of this series. I can tell you that much. Now, the shield is already gone. Sonya is spinning and winning. But they are starting to hesitate a little bit. Keep in mind, it's a 4 versus 3. This is not a 5 versus 3 setup or anything. And 2 of the heroes will be back soon. So they did a bit of damage and then nothing. And that's how you make a wrong judgment call. Again, think about the alternative. What else could they have done? They could have taken the keep. They could have taken the keep for free. It was a bit of a half-hearted attempt to make a play here, but now it's going to be a 5-on-5 once more, and the keep will be defended. They're going to defend this one. Either you make the commitment on the core or you don't, but as it happens, they scratch the shields, they scratch the surface a little bit, and then they fell back. If you go for the keeps here, then you're going to be in a much better spot. Second member on the 6-digit club is Gul'dan, so we got another one. Applause, applause, applause. Well done, well done. Gul'dan and Chromie, the two majors, both over 100,000 damage right now. And we are already 16 kills to 16 kills deep in this game. Uther is the one who died the most, thanks to redemption partly. So he died 7 times by now. And off we go. Yep. Turn-ins. Blue team has enough. Blue team has enough for turn-in. Yeah, they sent Sonya back just to double check what's happening over here. They don't want anybody to sneak past them and get the turn-in. So I'm pinging, and now they're pushing. Bot lane Siege Giants, that's also going to be neat. Siege Giants at the bot lane and Catapults too. That actually is going to threaten the keep at the bot lane. If they apply more pressure in the middle, they should be able to make that happen. And they have the double support, so they have quite a bit of sustain here. And as you can see, Dehaka is already forced down to the bottom. So is Chromie. Maybe that's a chance to push into the middle again. Gul'dan, here comes the setup. Allow him to get another Echoed Corruption like this onto the structure, and that thing's gone. Chromie is already coming in with the ult. The drag, and Uther gets his stun out, but he dies. Gul'dan with a Horrify trying to save Uther, I suppose. Honestly, if at the same point he would have just used the Echoed Corruption, that keep would have fallen. That was a chance to take the keep down. Now, talking about keeps and taking them down, at the bottom of the map the push isn't over yet. So is this one going to fall? Unlikely, but it's going to do some serious damage. And as it happens, the fight in the mid lane is still going strong. Keep at the bot lane is still losing HP, is nearly down. I mean, both of these keeps pretty much have no HP left. If the red team at any point is making a move for it, they can take it apart. Out of position is currently looking for any out of position hero. Contagion used again, connecting with the couple. Dehaka, the kill against Uther. Can they take him? No, they cannot, but Jojo is down once again. They go for Malfurion, and he dies. But so does Stukov, I suppose. And the keep is gone. Keep in the middle is gone. The keep at the bottom of the map is going to get dropped any second now. It's so close. Send Gul'dan in. Come on, boy. Move down. Just move in. No. Oh, dude. All you had to do was sneak down here and get one shot off, and that thing is gone as well. With only 3 heroes in play, Food for Phrobius is not able to make a play for boss, by the way. They won't be able to do that. Not against the Gul'dan that has still his Horrify and the taunt being up. So, yeah, they could maybe go for the turn-in. But this game is getting a bit bananas over here. This is now 31, 32 minutes in already. Jeez. There's the turn-in, Blue Web Weavers. Now they gotta take those down somehow. The catapults are gonna help. I suppose we're gonna see a few of the keeps fall, but I'm not sure if they can really take the core here. Especially with Stukov not being with them, that's a huge problem. They should have delayed this a little bit. If you have to fight this without your support, you won't be able to make a lot of plays, especially once that Gul'dan starts to drop some of his damage with the continuous poke here. So there's that. Right now, mid lane, Gul'dan needs to do his thing. Echoed Corruption, again, super powerful, so let's make that happen. They should poke this out a little bit earlier. Guys, Stukov isn't there. You need to move out. You're just allowing them to team up as 5. Bit of a mistake. Okay, they get some damage out. Dehaka eats a lot of this. Top side is late. Mod lane, that's a different story. Here in the middle, they're trying to save the keep. I don't think they can, but they can at least make sure that it doesn't continue with squad. That was a big one, by the way. Sonya, she is able to get... Well, she's able to make it back to the team. Now they have to take this one down. That should be a little bit easier. There's the damage already done. That one, easy peasy eliminated. I guess they can hold the keep here. It's going to be low, but they will be able to hold it. They need to still deal with the top lane, though, because that Web Weaver is also continuing to push. But even if they lose the last keep, the difference between the two teams is not going to be too nuts. It's 33 minutes in this game. Guys, we're on level 27 any second. The keep is down. All 3 keeps lost compared to the 2 eliminated on the blue team side. What a start into the series. I mean, what the hell is happening here? 27, level 27, 33 minutes into this game. We have another hero that just joined the 6-digit club. Dehaka also, not Dehaka, Greymane on 100,000 damage. And if he continues a bit further, then Varian is gonna hit the 6 digits too. Varian is, by the way, the second highest damage dealer on the red team, just saying. It's not Sonya. No, it's actually Varian. Play for boss. Uh-oh. They go for YOLO. There's a horrifying play. What did you do? No, the throw pit. Who takes it? The boss is taken. Now it's just a question who kills the core faster. 2 down on the red team side. Jojo's dead again. That has to be game. Gul'dan, Malfurion, they're all dead and dying. Varian is still alive. The blue team has to go. Uther is back. They're buying time. If they can kill Greymane, it's over for sure. The only chance that the blue team has is to go to the red side and take the core down faster. And I don't think they can anymore. They will take down Varian. No, they're not. This is game. Yeah, Greymane knows that they have to make the play, but he doesn't have any hit points. And the boss is just wailing away. 34 minutes in. I don't know why he's fighting with the minions. What are you doing, dude? Trying to heal? I don't care. You gotta go for it. They're making the play here. Uther's gonna try and stun out. He needs to stun Greymane. Stop playing with the Haka. You need to go for Greymane. But the core is falling, and it's falling quickly. This is it. The 1-0 for out of position as they take Food for Frobios down. The blue team with a big throw on the boss. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Food for Frobius against Out of Position. Well, 2 Heroes of the Storm teams that are pretty evenly matched, at least so far. We got Food for Frobius with maybe a little bit of a throw move there, moving on to boss after they took every single keep on the other side down. Thought they had a bit more time. Now we're on map number 2 in the best of 5 series at the grand final. And on the left side, the blue team with Sonya on Anubarak, Sidonion on Cassia, Jam on Ana, Hat on Blaze, and Fitziv on Rexa. Out of position, the red team with Artanis on Alexstrasza, Murmur on Tacita, the Kaiser on Deathwing, Electrix on ETC, and Altanox is playing Jimmy with Ace in the hole as his level 1 talent. We got stacking going for Cassia, so she's already hoping for a bit of a late game. Now with Alexstrasza in play, we have 2 dragons on the side of out of position. Glorious skin, by the way, for their Kaiser, Milaiki. That's actually a really good one. Much, much better than that chicken skin that some people use. Which to the day I can't really understand why people think that's a good one. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, when it comes to Deathwing skins, there's a couple of amazing ones and a couple of skins that are not even worth mentioning. But either way, with the Dragon Queen as an option on the Shrine phase, there's a good chance that you're locking in an objective for yourself. This is one of the cool things about some of the maps that we are playing, that certain heroes just excel a little bit on them. So there's that. And I hope that we're going to see that there. Normally you wait until you have around 20 stacks, and you pop the trade, and then you make your play there for objective. And we'll see how that works out. As it stands, I kind of want to highlight a little bit that I find this Anubarak pick slightly weird. That's mainly because I really feel that it doesn't fit very well with the composition that they're playing. Normally when you're using Anubarak, you want to have some follow-up that's traditionally a Malfurion, a Stukov, any kind of lockdown through support usually, or then at least another stun coming in from your side laner plus burst damage. It can be Greymane with the Cursed Bullet and engagement afterwards. It can be Liming, Jaina, Gul'dan. Whatever bursts some damage onto the target is usually what you go for. Outside of that, Anubarak doesn't really get that much play. And in this case, they're playing him without this follow-up. And they're playing him also on a map where you want to have a bit more AoE. So a hero like Johanna is a little bit more, just like more common. It would also fit into their composition a bit more. Now, even if Johanna gets banned out, then you have plenty of other frontliners that would just do the trick over here. So it's a bit strange for me to see Anubarak as that particular choice. As I said before, when you are going away from Division 1 and especially the higher level play, One of the big things is that you will oftentimes see teams or certain players go into hero picks just because they're more comfortable with them. It's not so much a meta decision, but more so that they don't have all the heroes, that they have certain heroes that they simply prefer over others. Whereas the higher you go in terms of skill, the more it's then an issue of what fits our composition best, what kind of strategy do we want to play. So, there. And off we go with the Under King right now. So again, it's not really... Yeah, as far as compositions go, this pick, the Nubarak pick, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. If you want to have a CC-heavy frontline, then we're talking also about a lot of other frontliners that could have done a much better job here. I mean, you can play a decent Diablo on this map with a couple of walls done. Garrosh is still out there. You have, of course, also some other choices that we mentioned previously. So, yeah. I mean, again, that being said, we'll see what they're going to do with them. They're also using a Nubarak now with a bit of a dive build with Under King, which highlights my point even further. So, not really the smoothest drafting, but again, it's not the highest level of play. This is Division 2 and Division 3, so certain other aspects will play a role here. Either way, that doesn't mean that their composition here is totally hopeless or anything. No, far from it. And also out of position when we're looking over to what they are running right now. They first of all have to break through that and have to keep their backline safe. Now as all of this starts to play out on Shrine number 1, we have only one team making the macro play on their Shrine. And that is, on their camp, on their Shaman camp, and that is out of position. So, Food for Frobius definitely messing that up a bit, and that's a problem, because topside is pushing hard, there's the Dragon Queen, and that could be the first objective locked down by out of position right here. And they got a bit of value at the top too. They didn't go through the entire thing, didn't quite work out for them. Can definitely lead to the wall and the 4 being dropped depending on how many minions are pushing in with you and how the timings there work out. As it stands, they do some serious work. They get the first objective. Good bait over the wall. I like that. That was well done. And let's see what else they can do right now. Breaking the wall is the least that you should walk away with now. But they are actually doing some fair amount of damage on the 4 too. It's a bit more than I expected. So that's a good start for out of position. Very good start, actually. We got the Echo Paddle on level 7. Now, if you are someone that watches this Heroes of the Storm channel a lot, then you are aware that Echo Paddle oftentimes means that you are going into stage dive. Now, I'm not sure... Ooh, nice! Good jump on Jimmy. Yeah, he was definitely out of position. He's on the right team. That was a bit of a mistake by him. He should not have been there. That is just... yeah. Was a little bit too greedy. But either way, if you go Echo Paddle, and oftentimes you'll see a stage dive being played, that could be the case in this game to try and make a play with a bit of a global. But then again, they got Deathwing, so I think it's just to get some additional AoE on the Shrine itself. Now, ETC is not necessarily the one that has to provide that, but time will tell what they're going to do. We're also now seeing a bit of a mix and match here with Kaitina's Plating coming in on 7, but still playing Under King over here. Alright. 12 stacks for Cassia thus far, and Deathwing having a ton of fun at the top and also taking the Fountain down. And that's a problem. Fountain taken down, that is an issue, because that means once that the second objective spawns topside, you're not going to have your own Fountain any longer. Now, they are starting to invade down here. Electrix is checking this out. It's going to be stunned out soon, TM. Is he going to slide in for this? They're apparently deciding against it. And they're doing the same thing again. Like, I don't know. Both of the damage dealers flank in from the side, completely exposed. And Tassadar falls as a result, and we might see a second kill against Alexstrasza. They are a glutton for punishment right now. That's 3 kills to 0, and none of those 3 kills should have happened. First, Jimmy got a little bit greedy in the middle of the map, and then out of position. I mean, literally put their 2 damage dealers out of position as they're double checking what's happening around the bottom camp. So, yeah. I mean, good on Food for Frobius to capitalize on the mistakes, but that was made pretty easy by the red team. That is, yeah, they definitely, I mean, again, that team name seems to be there for a reason. If they want to take this, they have to play it a bit differently. On the macro side, they seem to be doing a better job so far, but they have to work on their positioning in these particular instances, or they're going to be punished over and over and over again. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, so, we got the Hyperion in, we got our Mosh Pit as well. And with the Mosh Pit, that's one of those where you have to be a bit careful. I mean, he will probably hold it back quite long. There's a lot of interrupts on the other side. And by the way, this myth that exists there that if there's like 4 or 5 interrupts on the other team, you shouldn't go mosh pit is obviously total bullshit. So if you've heard that before, that's a clear indicator that someone doesn't know how to play Heroes of the Storm. You can definitely play mosh pit also if there's a ton of interrupts on the other side, but you should never just YOLO it out. You play around the opponent's cooldowns. You force them to hold a couple of abilities back. You can use a mosh pit if you're collapsing on a single target on a lane. You gank up on somebody and there's nobody else near. And again, you can also hold it in reverse for later. So this idea that some people have that when you have a certain amount of interrupts on the other side, you're never allowed to use mosh pit, and it's a huge mistake, is total crap. So we'll see how he's playing it out, because again, he needs to be a bit more passive with it and needs to really wait it out for the reason mentioned. There's a ton of interrupts on the other side, so you need to really know what you're doing here. And we'll find out if he can. There's already the slide coming in. Alright, they are starting to get some damage in after Tassadar dropped the wall here too. And off we go. Top side. They have taken control. Keep in mind that for the red team, Alexstrasza's Dragon Queen is still a massive tool that they can use here. Stacking is coming in for Cassius, a little bit more now with the 24 stacks that she has on level 1. And Deathwing is starting to make an appearance too, turning this into a 5 versus 5 fight finally. Quest completed. Nice. Good job by ETC. They're already starting to zone them a little bit. Hyperion as the damage. They start to take down Misha first. And they should probably focus on that shrine a bit. Start to take those stacks and then go for the Dragon Queen. Already one dragon up at the fountain doing his thing. Now they have 15 stacks. Dragon Queen could be used soon TM. And they're starting to get some serious numbers. They've taken the lead again. Here comes the Dragon Queen. And they're going for it. Yeah, this is looking actually pretty nasty. Rexxar comes in with his own ult. And everybody in the team fight goes, "Argh!" All of them turning to pirates and unleashing their ults. But we are looking at another Punisher for out of position with a pretty high certainty. They're just pushing them back here. Very little that can be done by Food for Frobius at this point. And with another Punisher, they should be able to take the top 4 down. It has already taken damage at the top earlier. And let's see what else they can do right now. Can they take the entire thing down? It's a 4 versus 4 since Blaze is moving down into the middle. There's the jump, already triggered. Start to take Misha down again. Good wall, well done. And that's the end of the fort, for sure. 100%. 25,000 damage for Deathwing by now. They haven't gotten a kill yet. Then again, you don't win a Heroes of the Storm game by just simply killing your heroes. You need to take that core down. So down here, ult is being used. Hat has a problem. Hat has a huge problem. But I think he's gonna make it. Der Kaiser isn't really that interested apparently, so he's able to make it out. But that was still a scary moment for him. No doubt about it. 13 talents ready for both of the teams. Yeah, they dropped the Hyperion. Alright, fair enough. Drop the Hyperion here, get some extra damage in, see if you maybe can even take the opponent's fort down. Sorry, the fountain down. Yeah, focus again. Murmur is low, Murmur is down. They stayed too long. They are doing a great job on the objective, but they're overstaying their welcome time and time again here. They just keep falling into this trap. It seems like the entire team is totally used to having medallions, and now that they're finally gone, they are just having trouble moving out of those fights. So yeah, Food for Frobius is able to force fight after fight that they shouldn't be able to force. So what we're seeing is pretty much the blue team taking kills that are more or less handed to them, whereas the red team is doing a better job on the objective, also as part of their composition, and in those team fights and on the macro level, but then just, yeah, YOLOs into situations where they are getting too greedy, trying to do too much damage, and then they're getting punished for it. And that's how Food for Frobius is now able to also take some structures down. As death timers increase, the more impactful these kills will become, and it's really for out of position to just play this a little bit safer. They're doing a lot of good moves, but they're screwing them up shortly after. Now, they could steal this one away now. If they have any awareness of what's happening at the bot lane, and they should have had vision earlier, they could make that play. Hat sees this and then realizes, yep, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. So the camp is going to be stolen. I like that. That's a neat move. Can take their own camp. And they also see the blue team in the middle, so they can easily move away here. I also love how Ana just double checks everything here the entire time and gets one pew out after another. So going for the full pew setup, trying to catch somebody here. ETC, alright, trying to dodge out on a potential Nubarang stun. So there's that. But yeah, bot lane, Jimmy is still trying to hold the camp. Are they really making that move? Damn. That is a bit too gutsy for my liking. Jimmy is still staying at the bot lane though, so he has never rotated. They should not allow this. They should have fought for this one, honestly. That's a weird one to just simply let slide. They could have moved in for this. They have fountains very close, so that was a chance. Now the wall at the top is getting completely destroyed. So that's pretty good actually for out of position, especially since the second minion wave is now moving in, so it's going to be some extra damage that gets dropped here. Interestingly enough, Blaze is just now making his way back. Level 16 talents are of course going to be ready for both of the teams as we're heading into the objective. And this is honestly going to be an important one. We have Epicenter coming in for Nubarak, okay, really good talent for them now for the engages. But I want to see what happens around out of position. They have done a great job on both of the objectives fights now, but then they screwed it up afterwards. So now that they're moving in for objective number 3, they kind of need to get some kills here. Get some kills and get that objective. So, yeah, ETC. Actually using... I was about to say, like, the isolated ETC, and then I was like, wait a second, Tassadar was on the red team, wasn't he? Yeah, of course he was. So that didn't really work out well for him. 51 stacks for Cassia, 135 for Tassadar's level 1. But he got access on the shrine again. And especially the Archon is something that Food for Frobius does not want to go up against. So there's another wall already being used. Tassadar drops a bit more damage. He's now sitting at 25,000. Deathwing has more. Nice. And ETC. Can he slide out? Slides away, is alive. They kill Misha, and now they can maybe bring this back here. They already have the lead. Dragon Queen is being used too. They're dropping the R buttons, and we have the Hyperion underway. Yeah, starting to fly back out. 37, they're locking another one in. Their composition is doing wonders on the objective. They can even hold this back a little bit and allow maybe Deathwing to come in. So Arcane Punisher now pushing through the bottom of the map and getting the value there. And they finally got a kill. But even that is only an accumulation of Misha kills. So over here, the dive into the back. And God knows what exactly that position was again. Yeah, 4 versus 1. Rexa is about to go down. And they're about to fall. You see, there's pretty much a difference between the blue and the red team. Ana is consistently checking every single bush that we're seeing, whereas out of position just doesn't double check these positions, and they are getting punished for it. They could get a Nubarak now, and they get it, so it's at least a kill for a kill. Yeah, they might be able to get a little bit more, and Cassia is allowed to do the damage, but Ana is down, and Cassia is also gonna fall. Yeah, they're gonna take her down for sure. Well, here we go. Are you guys kidding me? Are you two fuckers kidding me? Like, really? Okay, fair enough. Okay, they didn't want the kill. My bad, my bad. I thought they were interested in taking her down. Alrighty. You gotta love that. Cassia dives in hard and tries to take Alex down, and then they come in and like, you are not killing her. But we're letting you go. That was the mercy move right there. Now do they take the fort? Yeah, probably. Should probably fall back now though. Don't stay too long again. As you made that mistake before, just don't play it out. There's nothing to gain here anymore. There's nothing to gain in that situation. Unless you think you're gonna take a kill now, just fall back. You have a leading experience. You're doing well. Just don't, and keep your tank to protect the backliners. That's a kill though. Yeah, and that's the end of Cassia. Cassia is down, and all of a sudden they have a chance to get a few more kills in. So now they're looking good. They're trying to go for a hat, and Blaze is likely gonna get murdered. Yeah, it's gonna be Alexstrasza takes him down with the help of Jimmy, so that's 2 kills. And honestly, that's a perfect opportunity. Ooh, if they can get a Nubarak too. Whoo, there's slide, and it's bug report time. The bug got reported, and the bug is about to get fixed. Oh no, he's actually gonna get away, isn't he? Does he have the cooldown ready? Cooldown, cooldown. Yeah, there we go. ETC misses his slide. Oh my god. Node is playing against Elend again. They're going for Ana, that's a kill, and now they have time to take the keep. They need to take that keep now. Minions or no minions, I don't care. Oh, an Uberak! An Uberak! Random noob wants to die, and they don't go for him. They don't go for an Uberak. Do they go for their keep? Take that keep down. Where's the rest of the team? There we go. A little bit of damage done, but by now we have too many back to life. Next minion wave comes in. They can drop some damage here. Off we go. Anubarak is diving. ETC. Does he have the slide? Okay, Hyperion is out. Not, by the way, on the keep, I might add. Actually. Yep, not enough damage. Nope. Anubarak is dead, though, and they're getting the keep now. Can someone take that keep? There we go. Can you attack the keep? Every time they are about to take it down, they stop attacking it. But here they get the kill against, that could be the end of the game. They have level 20 talents now as well. Yeah, they need to be a little bit more decisive in identifying what they want to target. If they want to focus on a hero, I'm fine with that too. But at least make a decision. Now that Blaze is down, that's a perfect opportunity to go for the core. Jam gets dropped as well. And yep, that's that. That should be game. 2-0 lead in the best of 5. 5-man team wipe, baby. There we go. Out of position. Taking the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series here. A bit of a scrappy fight at the bottom, but it worked out for them. So job well done. 11 kills against 7. It was tricky at the beginning for them, but now they have the big lead in this grand final. In this Heroes of the Storm Grand Final of Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup. Game number 3, out of position, is ahead with a 2-0. Food for Frobius. They are coming in again with an Anubarak, and this time I like the pick a lot more. This is how you set an Anubarak combo up. That doesn't mean they're going to win this one, but that at least makes a lot more sense what we're seeing here. Now, we have also a couple more things that don't make any sense to me, but time will tell. And before we jump into any of these things, let's go for the players first. On the left side, Sidonion on Sylvanas, Jam on Stukov, Sonya on Anubarak, Hat on Chen, the Panda is back, and Fiziv is playing Li Ming. On the right side of the map, we got out of position with Atanis playing Tyrande. Why? Why? Electrics on ETC, Murmur on Reyna, we got the Kaiser on Urel, and Alternox is playing Chromie. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, the Tyrande pick, I really don't like it. Yes, in the days of old, Tyrande was one of the best and most contested supports in the game, in the meta, especially on Battlefield of Eternity, because of a trait of the Hunter's Mark. Since then, a lot of things have happened. We had a ton of Heroes of the Storm patches, and they changed the entire dynamic. Tyrande herself was changed multiple times since then, and she just isn't good enough these days anymore. Now, we have a bit of a setup that is kind of old school for the red team, where they have a power slide on ETC that can be followed up by a Tyrande stun, and then Chromie can come in with the damage. But generally speaking, Tyrande is pretty squishy, has trouble with escaping attacks, and usually does not hold a candle to the healing numbers that other heroes bring in. So I don't really like what I'm seeing here in terms of draft. I think there's a ton of other supports that would have worked so much better with what out of position is currently trying to do here, whereas I'm a lot happier with what the blue team is trying this time. I talked a bit about Anubarak and how you want to play this hero, what kind of role he fills if you choose him as your tank, and this time we actually have such a composition. Anubarak can come in with a team fight together with Chen, jump on a target, it can be followed up by Stukov and a virulent reaction after level 13, but even beforehand just with a lurking arm. And if that coordination is there, then heroes like Sylvanas, but mainly Li Ming, can land a combo and really do a lot of damage there. So food for Frobius, that might be a setup that makes it possible for them to bring this slowly back. Now they need to win 3 in a row if they want to decide the grand final in their favor. Possible? Definitely. Likely? We'll see. Either way, let's see how this is going to play out. Chen is currently alone because Urel rotated down, which is always kind of nice. In terms of talents, we have, of course, as usual, on level 1, the Exterminator for Jimmy, one of the main reasons why you will draft the hero on this map in the first place. Tyrande has gone into the Lunar Blaze here and is doing her thing. And with that, we have also on the level 4 talents now, first and foremost, the Triumvirate, Withering Flames, pretty much a standard talent for Chen players these days. As much as you see Chen, I mean, again, it's not really a hero that we're seeing a ton or anything. We have Anubarak going for the dive combo, and honestly, this time I would really like to see him with the Subterranean Shield too. On the last map, he went into a bit of a hybrid setup, but as I said, I don't feel that the combo that they used benefited from an Anubarak pick in the first place. So right now, that's a very different story, and you want to have your shield when you go for the engage here. So as all of this pans out, top side is currently still our 1 versus 2 push, since Chromie has joined Urel. And the teams have both gone for their camp, so it's time for the party. Also, Dragon's Breath build for Chromie. A bit more on-point damage here as the level 7 for her comes in with the Möbius loop. And here we go. Stun into the stun. Nice! That's not a good start for the blue team. Okay, they get everybody out of harm's way, but they lost a couple of hit points here. That definitely hurt. There's a lot of damage that gets pushed out by both teams as is already, and so far the blue team is slightly ahead. They're still looking for an engagement for a target. ETC, hello. Bit of a death wish if you ask me, and a death wish gets granted. Don't slide in like that if you have 30% HP left. So he's down, so is Urel. That's a double kill. There's a couple of resets, and Tyrandan is just sitting there. He's like, help! And gets nearly murdered too. Nicely done by Food for Frobius. Yep, they're able to get the 2 kills. And again, out of position, making it a bit easy. They got a couple of players there that are just, I mean, either greedy or a little bit impatient. I think generally speaking, out of position is making a lot of good moves. There's a lot of good ideas, but it just discipline is lacking a little bit. That's probably the best way to phrase it here. They just sometimes feels like they need to make a play right now. They feel pressure to make it now or never, and then things like this happen. Electrics in this case was just too aggressive, too out there. That wasn't the position where you want to power slide. Just a bit too greedy. Now we got level 7 much sooner for Food for Frobius, and it enhances the push at the top side even further. Might help them to take the entire fort here. They should push it past, be a bit aggressive, push those heroes, just as we're having all of this coming in now. It's a lot of poking from Fiziv on the side in particular, and they're just going for it right away here. It's 50% already on this one. At least take the fountain down if you don't take the thing. Yeah, it seems like Jam is going for it. They could have taken this down. Again, in a situation like this, you want to be a bit more aggressive. You want to push your opponent back. You want to make them, especially with the level 7 advantage, afraid that they are forced into a fight they don't want to take. They will fall back a bit, and that gives you more time to do damage. So not taking the fort was a bit of a lost opportunity. That being said, it's still a huge advantage, of course. 2 kills against 0. Blue team is looking at a pretty good setup here after the first one. Anubarak, by the way, with the continuous plating over here, as I said, given their dive composition, he should not really take tons of damage at the start. Sonny with a subterranean shield would have probably done himself a lot of good here. Same build setup for at least ETC as we saw the last map with the Echo Pedal. We now got the Moonlit Arrows on level 7 for Tyrande. We're definitely going to keep a bit of an eye on her. Now, at the bottom of the map, yeah, we currently still have our 1 versus 1 setup. By the way, best skin and best tint for Chen. Yeah, Warmaster, the white Warmaster armor, white and black, is fucking amazing. That's like the best one. He looks just great with that thing. Topside fort has been taken down. And yeah, let's take that fountain. So yeah, pretty good choice here. I gotta say that the Skinergy in general is pretty much spot on. I have no idea what's happening here, by the way. Hello, team? Are you guys brain farting? If he interrupts you, you're toast. Interrupt. Alright, there we go. And yeah, that's half the wall gone. That's half the wall for free. Yeah, I don't really know what the red team was thinking here. Jam, by the way, I don't know what he was thinking either. He just ate all the damage from Chromie. But they nearly took the entire wall down. So as long as they get away from us, yeah, close. Run, baby, run. And he's making it out. Stayed a little bit too long. We've seen this before. But at the same time, it's good damage at the top side gate. So, I mean, there's that. Problematic is that the objective is already on the map. Good news is that they have the level 9.5, so there's an advantage. But they also have to defend this now, so they're currently trying to do exactly this. And here we go. Chet is jumping in. It's Panda time! Yeah, and there we go. Our little Kung Fu Panda starting to make his move, but it's only 1 or 2 minion waves, and then we have level 10 for Food for Frobius. Now, they are starting to take the camp here. And I guess the blue team is very eager to do the same thing, because it's also going to give them more experience that they can use to get to heroic abilities. Which is pretty much what we're seeing right now. And, well, let's go. Up at the top, There's Hat already sitting there. There's the level 10. Yeah, and that's the moment when you want to be aggressive. Get the level 10 and be aggressive. Make your play. Start to move in. Sylvanas with the mind control. Use this while you have the lead. So get a bit of damage connected. Top side pressure against the Panda. Could force the fight with the Cocoon. They didn't do that. Here's the mind control though. And the silence. No, where's the follow-up stun? No, he can slide out now. Yeah, but they might sit double mosh pit. Alright, against 2. There's the stun. And Sylvanas gets murdered by the Space Goat. Well done here. Yeah, again, there were fewer moments where they could have made better choices. Now they have to defend the top lane first. Bot lane, that on the other hand is going quite well for Food for Phrobius, and that fort is just losing hit points. And they might even get the entire thing. I mean, Urella's moving down as we speak, but she is going to be a bit late to that party one way or another. I guess she's going to be able to save it, but boy, that thing is low. So the halftime show is going to be won by the red team, but they might be forced into a fight right now. Chen is sitting tight. But they're moving away from it. I was just waiting for them to jump in again and try to force that fight, especially with mind control being ready. As Urella's at the bottom of the map, that would have been a great opportunity to get a quick kill against one of the squishies. And then take that. But, yeah. So now they're starting to move in again. Trying to go for ETC. Mind control. Yeah, got dodged. Full cooldown. And here comes the next move straight towards the top as they're isolating Jimmy. Yeah, but Web Weaver, Immortal is lost as Urel did her job. Problem is that we have 2 heroes dead on the red team side as all of that happens. Oh, can they get another one? They're trying, but it's not happening. Now, this is a pretty big shield, but there's still 2 heroes down, so they need to fall down to the bottom of the map and take the Immortal as quickly as they can. Yeah, and they're also stopping by at the fort and are saying, like, you know what? We're gonna take this one too. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take this. Thanks a lot. And now they just have to make sure that they're not losing their own fort in the meantime. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, so that's an easy shield taken down. Urel is still at the top. And everybody else is currently at the bottom of the map now too. So it's a 4 versus 4, but the shield is already gone. Fort might still be an option for out of position. I mean, they're heavily interested in taking this now. They've only taken a single kill in this game, but if they can take the fort down here, that would at least help them a little bit. And it seems like they're going to be able to get it, but they lost, of course, both on their side, as is already. So maybe with a bit of a dive on the side of the Nubarak, you can make a play. Not quite. Alrighty. So, that was the move towards the top. As Chen is taking another camp here. What's the damage looking at anyways? 22,000 for the Chromester. We got 20,000 for Sylvanas. Alright. Only second. Also the only one who died so far. Hashtag not my war chief. Top side, Illusionist, level 13 talents. This is really where a lot of the power is going to come from Food for Phrobius. They have the Virulent Reaction now. They have also Illusionist. Those 2 talents alone are already great for 2 of the most important heroes in these compositions. Bot lane gets also attacked slightly. Someone should honestly catch that, but they want to make a play for the heroes here. Where's the play? Mind control, again unsuccessful. They could still drop the Cocoon to force the fight. I'm a little bit surprised that they don't, honestly. They're making a play for ETC. And the Nubarak. If they really want to force the fight, drop that Cocoon. You can always force the battle. Your opponent only has 2 choices. Either they take the fight or they sacrifice the hero that you cocoon. Instead, the wall got now destroyed. They didn't really force a battle and therefore couldn't kill anybody either. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a one. Middle of the map, next objective is going to be up, and this one is going to be important. They're already going for their camp, so there's that. Let's see what they can do with that. Take this one first. Right side of the map, same thing is happening, so both teams are going to set this up. Now the good thing for the blue team is that theirs is going to push for keep. And as we said previously, the wall is mostly intact. But yeah, if that fight takes a long time, then you can definitely open that wall up. Especially since we should have a catapult spawning on the bot lane for them on the next lane. But yep, it's party time. Who takes the halftime show? Oh, Sylvanas! Oh, he pushed out of the stun, but she moved back in, and that's the end. Sylvanas is down, but so is Tyrande. Mosh pit. Yep, that one didn't last much longer, and that's the end of Reyna. Jimmy, no way. Jimmy, yes, there it is. Jimmy is down. Jimmy is gone. And Chromie still trying to fight in the back, but ETC is also dead. That's a 1-4-3 trade. Now they can move towards the top to defend the fort, and someone should. Nobody does right now. Yeah, okay, it's Li Ming who makes a move. Everybody else is still ready to go for the halftime show and take this one. 7 kills to 2. Pretty big lead for them now. But yep, here comes the push, pushing everything in, taking the Shaman down as well. It's a bit of extra experience that could also lead to an early 16, maybe even during the push that they are attempting to set up. The win on the halftime show is obviously not the entire thing. They have to still take this down, but with ETC just now about to come back, that should be pretty realistic for them. So they're starting to move in for it, taking the Immortal down. And level 16 talents are only half a level away. So if you poke from the outside, get Li Ming into action, land a couple of combos, then you're going to be Gucci. But it's a 5 versus 5 again. And out of position, they made aggressive plays throughout the entire series. So they're going to look for another one. And it might work out for them. Hat is in trouble. Jumps out. Jimmy! This was Jimmy. ETC gets pushed back. The Panda is dead too. 1-for-1 trade, but nearly level 16. Told you, those 16 talents. Sylvana's moving back again. Okay. And they're still trying to lock someone else down. ETC. Oh! Beautiful kill. That was a good one. I like it. That was actually a pretty sexy kill. And for some reason, that one doesn't work. Okay, so I can't take another look at it. Not quite sure why, but well, either way, that was a pretty solid setup. Li Ming coming in and just absolutely crushing. Yeah, that's a good lockdown too. I think Anubarak wanted to go for it here, but couldn't really. So now we have a pretty big Immortal for them. They have a level 16 talent. So that's pretty good. That's actually a huge push now through the bottom of the map. I mean, good for food for Frobios. I mean, Triple F is just sitting here and is just saying, boys, we're not done with this series yet. We are 0-2, but we are clawing our way back to a victory on Battlefield of Eternity and make this a bit more spicy and a bit more interesting. And right now, it's looking not too bad. 16 talents are now on both sides, but again, we got Epicenter. It's a 5 versus 5. The Panem Red is in, the Celestial Attunement is finally available, and the wall is already gone. If you got a Sylvana setup, then you of course have a lot more push power than your opponent does usually, so she could try to set this up also for the keep itself, which is already suffering. They burn this down. Good poke damage from the outside. Looking good here. Yeah, food for Frobius. The shield on the Immortal is lost. Quest is completed for ETC. 14-15 minutes into the game. Can they get a kill though? And Nubarak could be the one to dive in with the Epicenter, but they get the keep, and that's honestly the moment to just move out. Oh, ETC trying the mosh pit gets interrupted. That's a short cooldown on the Heroic ability. They're trying to re-engage past him. Couldn't really. And here comes the ult on the Panda. They want more. They want ETC, and they're getting ETC. They wanted burgers, they wanted beef, and they got it. And now, of course, the question, what do you do? Do you go for the core? Do you try for the game? What move can you possibly make here? Jimmy is not caught off guard by this one, but there's a couple of camps on the map, and let's not forget that they have a level lead. So take the walls down, deny them vision, make sure that nobody knows what's happening in the late game here, and then take your camps. This one, honestly, this one would have been the first stop for them. Take this camp away from your opponent. Now the red team is able to claim it. They claim it early because they're a bit afraid that the blue team is still going to try for it. But yeah, wait for the objective. If you want to take this camp early, then don't cap it. Just take the camp down and then take it afterwards. Tirana obviously has a couple more tools in her tool belt, is able to also provide vision for the team. That's what she's trying to do here. They're trying to go for another camp at the top, and I think they've been actually spotted by the minion wave. But either way, they can first of all defend against the Shaman push here in the middle, and at the same time also have the top side set up, where they take another Khazra camp. Immortals are spawning, and that is the cue to take this one out. Now that you have your own catapults pushing, bot lane is going to be a problem for out of position the longer the fight in the middle lasts afterwards. Yeah, damage output 34,000 for Chromie. We got 39,000 for Li Ming, proving once and for all with the better mages. Sylvana's with 34,000 herself. Yeah, and it's time for the party. Camp is taken, Immortals are spawning, and yep, there's no talent advantage this time, but this is going to be important. Losing the second keep would be a disaster. And talking about it, you remember when they pushed the wall in initially? Yep, that could be an issue now. So we're going to see a race on the Immortal. Both of the teams are just moving in. And at this point, it's a bit of an advantage even for the red team. But bot lane is pushing, top lane is pushing. Yep, that one's down too. Catapults are moving in. And this is a nasty spot for out of position. Both lanes, look at that minimap. Both lanes are being pushed right now. And that is nasty. That top keep is in trouble. At the bottom of the map, it could go for core. Level 20 is also quite soon be available for food for Frobius. So time is really working in favor of the blue team. If they just poke this slowly but steadily, they're going to get value. I mean, there's more catapults accumulating at the bot lane now. Up here, we still got 2 Khazras and a catapult. Bot side, as you can see, second one is moving in. And we're now 17 minutes into the game. They're trying to make the play for the Panda, though. Yeah, does he have the ult? Panda jumps out, and there it is. Hat comes in with a triple. Trying to make a play here. Mosh pit against 1, against 2, against 3, and a Nooborak is down. A noob got wrecked. And now the fight continues, but the core is losing HP. And Tyrande is also starting to drop real low here. Top side, oh yeah, baby. The keep's in trouble. Core's in trouble too. It's Winion time. And the fight rages on as they're making the plays for the backline. Tyrande is low and gets killed by Sylvanas, who barely moves out. The core is still falling down to 70, and Sylvanas survives. There's the kill against Chromie. Top keep is in trouble, and down here, at least for now, the core has been defended, but the situation just doesn't get any better. Blue team might lose the Immortal here, as they only have Stukov and Sylvanas still on the map, but they're also close to level 20, and that would give them a huge advantage on the defense, of course. And as you can tell, this one still hurts. So in comes Urel, saves the keep for now, but this is still a pretty big problem for out of position. Now the good news for the red team is that they have an opportunity now. They only have 3 heroes on the map. They're going to get Tyrande back, but they're already working to get the experience that they need to lock in their own Storm talents, and they have the chance to at least push the top lane a bit. Take that fort down, that's step number 1. See if you can do a little bit more. It is unlikely, as I said. You go up against Storm talents, and the Panda's going to be back soon. There's of course also a defender's advantage in the fact that your own core, your own Nexus is so much closer, so the Panda will be much faster in the fight itself. So it's a freebie defense, but it's 20 versus 20. Out of position isn't out of this yet. They still have a lot of tools that they can use here. Now, first of all, we get the Seraphim. We also have the Shooting Star in. Chromie already got her level 20 a bit earlier, obviously. And the weak spot acquired is in as well. It's party time. It's 12 kills to 6, but it's not over until the fat lady sings. So it's just a question of who wins the next team fight. And honestly, right now, if you get a good teamfight victory, then both teams have the opportunity and the tools to end the game here. Just in matters of how many heroes you can actually take down. But of course, out of position is in much more trouble, given that scenario, given that the top keep is so low and that the core also lost a lot of OHP in this one earlier. But most likely, we're going to play all of this out on the next objective again, which will be the final one for this game, I assume. 20 minutes into the game, kind of likely, if we're honest about it. And yeah, it's time to rock and roll here. Teams are just going for their camps. This one is going to be taken a little bit sooner. Over here it's another 14 seconds until it's back. And they're just playing this super safe. The tanks are more or less just trying to secure the place. Make sure that nobody is flanking in. I love how we're seeing continuous magic missiles being used for the for those corners. Making sure that no one is sitting in the vents. And it can take this. So yeah, there's the cap. As they're coming in for the shamans. Urel is at the bottom of the map. She's going to be safe. And we're going to come down to a showdown here. This is going to be the last fight of the game. We're going to find out if we move to map number 4 or if out of position locks in a 3-0 victory against Food for Frobius here. Who still haven't played Probius, by the way. I'm just saying. If you come in with that team name, you make a promise to your audience. You make a promise to your fan base. You make a promise to the audience. And so far, they haven't kept that promise. What is this? Politics? So they need to come in with that hero. Oh no! Not like this! No! Not like this! Out of position. They checked everything the entire time and this happens. Are you serious? For realsies? That's how you end this? Sonny? Sonny? Good guy Sonny wants to make it even. dives into the Immortal Stun and gets killed. But again, Tyrande and Urel fall too, and yeah, that's pretty much game. So both of the damage dealers for the red team are still in here, but that doesn't really matter anymore. Bot lane is wide open, 70% on the core. That one's a go now. We're gonna go game 4. This is gonna be game number 4 now. Nicely done by Food for Phrobius. The first point on the scoreboard for them. There's just no denying it. Nope, they're gonna take this. And they're even taking a kill against Jimmy. Yep, take him down. 16 kills to 7 as they close out the game and win Battlefield of Eternity. A 2-for-1 lead now for Out of Position in the best of 5 at the grand final of the Legendary Cup. Game number 4, and things are getting spicy over here. We're going for a completely different draft now. Food for Phrobius, successful on map number 3, all of a sudden has tasted some blood in the water here and is going for it. Fizziv on Sky Temple with Samuro. We have Sidonion on Greymane, Hat on Abathar. Now that's finally some synergy here. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Abathar is gonna hat everybody. Get it? Get it? Get it? Jam on Stukov, Sony on Anubarak, and for Out of Position, we have Artanis on Ana, Electris on Muradin, Murmur on Tychus, der Kaiser on Sonya, and Altanox is playing Falstad. So we're going full cancer comp on this one. We have pretty much, I mean, honestly, if you're looking at any kind of Abathar setup together with the Samuro, that's pretty much just like an endless cheese. So what are we talking about here? Now, when you look at the core elements of the composition, ignoring Samuro for just a moment, we're having an aggressive dive composition with Anubarak, trying to follow up with Stukov, and then getting burst damage in through Greymane. If you go for the bullet, then even more so, but that's heavily aggressive. You mix an Abathar in on this, and you have some really aggressive frontliners, especially, of course, Greymane, when he either gets copied or when you move in with the symbiote, can do tons and tons of damage. Then you go for a bit of a different setup, and you're jumping on a map like Sky Temple and you throw a Samuro into the equation, and all of a sudden we're talking about structure sniping. So what you're gonna see here, if they know how to play this properly, is that during the late game, mid and late game, we're gonna see Samuro move on to structures, and Abathar is just gonna hat and copy him. And then they're going to take structures down. And on Sky Temple, that's one of the most important things that you can actually do. You want to take structures all day long outside of using simply the temples for structure shots. Any kind of objective on a map that attacks structures directly through the objective works that way. Whatever amount of structures you can take down without using the objective, that's going to be a huge advantage for you. So Out of Position is in the spot where they really have to react to these Samuro Abathar moves. And of course things are going to get a lot worse if there's a team fight that gets won by Food for Phrobius, because it's not only Samuro that goes for the structure with the help of Abathar, but you have a Greymane that rips structures apart too. And that makes things really dangerous. So you gotta really be on point when it comes to their macro positioning. And as I say that, Falstad already fucks it up. This is not one you want to use your fly for. Like, I don't really know what he was just doing, but that's a wasted global right there. Now, Falstad should be at the bottom of the map before the first two objectives spawn at the top and in the middle in the first place. But if you're rotating simply between two adjacent lanes, you never want to use your ult. That's just a waste of a cooldown. So you really just want to move and keep the cooldown ready for later on in the game. So, just saying. Press the advantage, and the bigger they are for Tychus. They even go for 2 auto attackers from the back line, as Falstad is going into a seasoned marksman build with hammer gains on level 4. So it's gonna be tough for them to really get the damage output here. I'm not so sure on the way that they are setting this up right now. Now again, they have some global tools, and that's something that I like, especially if Abathar is getting too aggressive on the map and tries to body soak too aggressively. That could really work well for them. But this is promising to be an interesting game, even before we're starting anything off. There's a couple of cheeses in Heroes of the Storm, and Abathar Samuro is definitely one of them. That medivac sniping with Greymane plus Tyrael and some others is of course another one, if you want to go for backdoor strategies. But this could be a very, very interesting game towards the mid and late game. So, time will tell. We'll see. We'll see if they actually play this out properly. Seems like Meridian plans to go into the Bronzebeard Rage. We've talked a bit about the level 4 talent variations and how you have to follow the double clap up with the healing static on 4. But if you go Reverberation, it's more so about the Bronzebeard Rage than that you need later on. But the action is there. And of course, Abathur is going to have Mule too. That's a huge advantage for Abathur on this map, that he can just mule some of the structures up. And Abathur has now moved out to body soak some of the experience over here. Yeah, still a little bit scared, I suppose, because Falstad was in the middle and was already looking for the worm. The Birds wants the worm, and we'll see if he's early enough in this game. But as it stands, it's a more or less even exchange between the two temples. So it's a fairly decent one. There's good damage pushed out towards the top lane. Ford is already down to 50% HP. Everybody's still fighting over this one. And Murmur goes down. Nicely done. Good kill against Psychers. Early kill in the game. Oh my god. Double kill, baby. Yeah, that is not how this is supposed to go if you are trying to make sure that that Abathur composition with Samura is not going to rip you a new one. So, yeah, as you can see here, Tychus, he gets snapped first. And then they're making a play for Ana. The Ford in the mid lane falls. And just look how quickly they're taking these structures down. This is just super easy for them. They have Greymane and they have Abathur Samuro. It doesn't get much better than that. If the red team doesn't get a handle on the situation soon and learns how to deal with this, then I gotta tell you, they're in for a rough awakening. Early on in the game, Abathur compositions are usually struggling a little bit because they are in a spot where they are just like, yeah, saying, okay, we don't have 5 hit point pools in the fights, we need to be careful. Yes, of course, the symbiote helps you, especially when you're looking at a 1 versus 1 lane. Then it always imbalances that. Abathur is like the guy that doesn't respect the 1 versus 1, so you gotta be careful there. But generally speaking, this is now a really good start for Food for Phrobius. Usually they are the ones that in the mid and late game, when the map is also opened up a bit more, will have an advantage if they are playing properly with macro. But right now, that's already a lead on structures and in kills for them. So that's pretty sexy. They might be able to force this into map 5. I mean, again, it's like super early in the game. We don't even have level 10 abilities. But that could be it. Also, Falstad, where's the bird? The bird's at the bot lane. Why is the bird at the bot lane? Why is the bird at the bot lane? Who has the global? The bird has the global. The bird needs to go to the top lane. There we go. There we go. Fly, fly, birdie. Yeah, mid lane, alright. Bird needs to go to the top lane. The reason why Falstad needs to go to the top lane, which doesn't happen, is because you can stay longer on the top lane than your counterpart. You can soak the level 10 and then fly down, turn it into a 5 versus 4 over the second objective phase, which always spawns at the bottom of the map. So if you're playing a global, then make sure that you have the global on the right lane and play around the objective and play to the strengths of your composition. And currently, Out of Position doesn't do that. So level 10 abilities are there for both teams at the same time. But yep, it's a 4 versus 4 at the bot lane. This is a perfect example of where you can turn it into a short 5 versus 4, maybe force the early fight, and take it from there. Now as it stands, we have Illusion Master. We also got the go for the throat, so didn't go into bullet here, the flailing swipe, and they're already starting to push them out. Now up towards the top. That's where we currently have Sonya, and look who moved down to the bottom of the map. We got a double Greymane and we got a Samuro, and what does that say? That says bye-bye structures. Sonya just now took the camp, so that's nice for the top side, but down here, it's already damage done. And Samuro is just simply mirroring out, no problem for him. Copy gets hit, but that's about it. And Abathur is still sitting at the top side, but they already did some really decent damage. They might not get the remaining few shots. Actually, they do. And that's the entire objective unloaded. Okay, they're going for the team fight too, and Ana goes down. Oh my god, this is just bad news. The Nano boosted Tychus is looking for a kill, and he can't. And now we have 3 kills to 0. The structure in the mid lane is gone. Here comes the mule down, trying to repair what was damaged. And they are diving deep after the opponent's 4, taking another one down and grabbing the kill on Tychus. I gotta say that I kind of like what's happening with Food for Phrobius here. Hat is also paying attention and makes sure that he doesn't go down, but of course they're sacrificing their own fort for it. Problem is, that comes at a price. Fort might be destroyed, but down here the boss gets attacked, and now that Tychus is down, this should be an easy one. Abathur doesn't have a copy, but anyways, there's a stun, and Kaiser... Dude, you are committing Sudoku if you're going in there. I hope you know that. Okay, no honorable Subaru by Kaiser, so that's good. But the boss is claimed. Topside, Falstad is still doing a bit of work. He should not back off. They have vision. Why are you backing? He has no mana there. They should at least take the wall. Okay, okay. Now that he's down, yeah. Sonny. Nope, he survives. Okay, slappity slap slap. Don't even think that was even needed. Close on mana. Now we have to move down to the bottom of the map. 4 kills to 0. And Samuro is taking topside now. Okay, more structural damage. What we need to say about structural damage on Sky Temple? It's a good thing. Exactly. So, double temple is up. Samuro can push this a little bit more. And things are looking pretty good for them right now. Now again, this can all go to hell very, very quickly. So, we got still bot side, Greymane, dealing with the Siege Giant Camp. Damage output, Tychus, top damage dealer for out of position, hasn't even reached the 10,000 yet. There's a level 13, just a little bit quicker. Now, we could still see a topside push. I'm actually a bit surprised that Tychus, Samuro, did not take the top vision. Yeah, there's the level 13 talents. That's also Giant Killer again. And, well, let's go. There comes another big hit, the Gust, but the bird goes down. Yeah, trying for the greedy Gust and then paying the price for it, and now they're getting chased again. But they get Samuro, so that's at least something. Greymane, on the other hand, has very different plans, goes in and rips Ana apart. Granny is down, and the Worm is taking top lane position aggressively next to the camp, is getting more experience for the team. So Abathar is soaking topside a little bit, is helping with the push, and this camp is going to just murder them at the top. Temples are up. Abathar is still doing his thing over here, but as you can tell, this wall is starting to slowly fall. So they are moving into the middle of the map instead. Song is actually still sticking around at the bot lane. Over here, a few of the shots are taken. They're trying to contest it. Okay, Greymane is in. Stormbolt connects, but only with the Nubarak. Here comes Stukov. They're trying to lock them down, and that's a kill. That's a kill! Down goes Murden. Murden got murdered, and now with 1 level lead, 7 kills to 1, they get the shots connected at the top side, and might even be able to take this one down too. It's a solid game so far from Food for Frobius. They're doing well on the macro side. Out of position also is making some macro mistakes, so that makes things worse for them. This Gust at least had a purpose this time, saved the target, so Sonya actually survived it. But the situation is still not changing. We have now 2 of the temples going over to Food for Frobius, and as you can imagine, that's a lot of shots fired. So all of the forts are gone. At the same time, the blue team has still 2 of them, and they're now also dropping, I mean, first of all, Mule needs to be dropped there, but they're starting to drop the wall at the keep itself. They are pretty far ahead, and they have level 16 talents as well. The only thing that can be done here by out of position is forcing fights. They need to force fights. They need to go for them. Down here, Falstad gets attacked. Yep, Abathar doesn't respect 1 versus 1s, and that's a kill. That's a kill, and Samuro immediately moved out. He gets the kill with Abathar. Now they are going for even more of an aggressive stance here. There's of course a camp at the top that is still pushing, so you need to be careful about that. But it seems like they're trying to go for the bot lane here and for a few more kills. As long as they have the 16 talent advantage, they are heavily interested in taking fights. Now Abathar is just worming his way out of this one because, yeah, that camp is going to push, especially since they also have a catapult that moves in together with it. So they steal the opponent's camp away. Murden is also completing his quest, so that's good for him. Falstad still has the Gust once that he's back, so you don't want to push this too hard over here. You still need someone to take care of the top lane. Abathar, as I said, he is not going to be able to properly stop this. And should have also dropped the probably the Mule at the bottom of the map and not at the top. But they're still fighting. They still want to fight this. I think they're a bit too far out. 16 talents are ready for both sides, and going in this deep, unless your opponent royally screws up, it's not going to work. They're trying to gust in from the side again. Yep, and there's the cocoon. Shut down hard. Nope, not on my watch. Bird is not doing anything. But yeah, here comes the fight. I just said it a second ago. Why stay? Ana is down. Can they actually win that fight? The bird goes down too. Oh my god. Sonya doesn't get the kill. Oh, wow. This is just getting worse and worse and worse. Here's the kill over here. Sonya is still alive, but yeah, 3 died. That should have gone the exact other way, by the way. That should have been 1 or 2 kills against Food for Phrobius, not this way around. They took a risk, and in this case it paid out for them. But honestly, you make that play 10 times, and you'd be lucky if you win 3 out of those 10. So, for now, everything is working fine. They got 2 temples activating, they get the free boss. This is a total disaster for out of position. I mean, I don't see a way how out of position brings this back home. I think we're going map 5. This is still early in the game. We only are 13, 14 minutes in. So they push bot, really? I expected them to make a play for both of the temples now. Alright, that's an interesting one, because I think they're going to get the keep for sure. Do they think they can go core here? Without the 20? I guess they might. I mean, again, everybody else is already falling back. If they got kills, that's definitely going to happen. The boss is in, but that's a bit of a ballsy core call. This is super early in the game. 14 minutes? Okay. Seems like they're not making a play for it, but if they don't want to go core, they should fall back and go for the temple. So they're trying to get the kill. If they can get the kills, they can go core. That's definitely true. But the boss, as you can see, is losing hit points quickly. So let's see if that works out for them. They might be able to do a little bit of damage, but take the entire thing down this early in the game. Alright, they're burning it. And, well, Stukov is dead. Falstad gets the gust connected. 75%. 66%. Boss is about to go down. 60%. 57%. It's slow. Good backdoor potential from here. But there's still double temple up. There's the kill against Anna. They might just be able to make it. Unless, of course, they lose now heroes. They kill Falstad. They lose Greymane. Sonya wants to go for Noob. And they're looking even for more kills. Yeah, Samuro jumps out. He eats the Stormbolt though. And is just switching between copies, but might still die here. Yeah, there's no escaping this one. Okay, Samuro is dead too. 13 kills to 4. Level 20 is in. 57% on the core. Okay, so Abathar is still pushing the lanes a little bit. Now it's, of course, backdoor potential with the Abathar copy. So there's that. If they can get a few shots here, that would be neat. They also went straight into the Unleashed, by the way. Okay. And there's the rewind too. So a few shots are fired. That drops the keep in the middle a bit lower. Now Stukov is back too, but it's still a 3 versus 4. And the problem for out of position is simply that they, even if they get both of these temples, they will pretty much only destroy the forts. A little bit more than the forts, but you get the gist. It's like super difficult to get any value out of those two. And they're not going to take any keeps down, so there's not going to be a lot of counter pressure. And they might not even get the one at the top. Falstad is finally done with his own quest. And now that Samuro is going to be back in another 10 seconds, he can always try and go for backdoor. I mean, it's definitely possible. If you go for a Samuro copy, that is a thing. So they were thinking... okay, a little bit hesitant over here. Let's take the camp. No, let's go for the temple. Yeah, maybe we should take the camp. So, yeah, bit of a back and forth. But either way, now that they are having a 5-man up on the map and we have 20 versus 20, that's really the moment when you can make a few plays. So we got the big red button, got the rewind not only for Nubarak but by now also for Muradin, the nano infusion. There's the wind tunnel and Sonya, alrighty, as usual ignoring pain after Nerves of Steel, so a bit of survivability for her. But of course, Samuro again, he could go core, he can go structures, he can just backdoor structures at this point, as I said previously. With Abathar, easy. Absolutely easy. So he's just slicing and dicing over here and doing his thing. And let's see what else we're gonna get. Damn, there's one camp taken. Same on the other side. Top side is pushing. Abathar can always help out. Actually, talking Abathar, let's take a little bit of a look at the siege damage. Abathar is sitting at 98,000. Now, it doesn't quite keep up with Falstad, who's obviously using his global for this, but still, that's pretty solid. We got 34,000 damage on Samuro and on Greymane, so both of them have crossed over the 30k mark. And Tychus is the only one in the red team that has done so. So we got 32 on him. Yeah, bot lane still too. They're a little bit scared, and for good reason. They have to fall back. Abathar is pushing with camps. There's a single temple that comes up on the top, and honestly, it comes down a bit on the boss. That's another 57 seconds over here, so... You could see a fight over boss, and even if just Samuro... Imagine a fight over boss, just stalling this out, Samuro splitting into the middle or down to the bottom, and trying to go for the structures. They're playing incredibly passive now. It's honestly a little bit weird at this point. All they gotta do is get some decent heroes on the core, on the keep, and they're gonna take it. So yeah, there's the temple, gonna be announced at the top, so they should push out the bot lane a little bit. But look how far back they are, they're not doing anything. They really just want to wait for the objective to be up so that they can make a play around this. But it's also gonna happen together with the boss here. They have still Abathur, of course, who can just, like, with the Toxic Nest, sniff out where the opponent is. That helps them a little bit. Bot lane, that's really what Abathur should push out now. Push the bot lane with the Symbiote, force the opponent back. And yeah, taking the Vision over here is helping as well. But there we go. Checking this out, and they want to make a play for the boss, I think. The thing is, for out of position, this is actually a good fight if you force it. Because they know that's way too early. They know that they have to, that they are going to be outplayed if they are playing a macro game. So they want to force a team fight. And they have a good chance with the Gust to take this one. Odin is way too early. They should have taken this a little bit later. So now it's just a question of who wins the team fight. It's honestly, for Food for Phrobius, a bit annoying. They played a great macro game and then this happens. And they let themselves be forced into the fight. If they win it, that's great. If they lose it, they might just lose position in the game. So right now, Odin is about to expire, doesn't last much longer, and that's the problem. He popped it way too early. But Falstad, if he has the Gust, Anna is down, there's the Gust, they're trying to take it, Wind Tunnel, and the boss is taken. They get the boss, but they lost the support. Yeah, and they lose more. Tychus is down, Greymane is dead too, and Samuro is trying to get a bit more damage connected, and should be able to make a play here. I mean, they can always fall back, but this is a fight that out of position wanted, and they traded 1 for 2. Scratch that. I think they're gonna lose more. Yeah, they're losing way more. They are losing way more, and if Muradin dies too, then it's game anyway. Yep, he's dead. He's dead, and now they can just go core. But it worked out for them and they win it, but I hope you can understand what I mean, that this is a fight that they didn't want to take. This is a fight that for out of position is necessary because they realize that they won't be able to win on a macro standard at an eye level. They need to force a team fight. If they win this battle, it's great. If they lose it, then not much is lost anyways. So, yeah, out of position, we're pretty lucky that they got the battle. Food for Phrobius should have played this a bit differently. They won the fight though, so it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And that brings us to Game 5. We get Game 5, and after this game, I really want to see what the blue team comes through in regards to the draft for Game 5. The final one, as we're going the full distance in our best of 5 in Heroes of the Storm. Final map in our Heroes of the Storm Grand Final. We are on Brexit Holdout. Over here on the left side, we got Food for Phrobius with Fiziv. On Maiev, they won 2 games in a row. Of course, determined to take this one as well. Sonny is playing Johanna. We got Hat on Rexa. Great for that top lane on this map, on this 2-lane map. Jam on Anna. And we got Sidonion on Mephisto. And over to the right side of the map, it's Artanis on Malfurion, Electrix on Varian, Murmur on Gul'dan, Der Kaiser on ETC, and Altanox is playing Cassia. Yeah, it's actually a very interesting setup that the teams are playing. It seems like we're getting a side lane ETC. I'm not really sold on that right now. I really feel that picking Urel or maybe a Blaze might be the better choice for you there. But he seems to be very set on his ETC plays, so maybe that's just one of those preference picks that we have in these leagues. Keep in mind, this is the grand final of the Legendary Cup, so Division 2 and Division 3 end of season tournament. We have a grenade build for Anna, and we got that Mephisto that is already jonesing for the nano boost later on. So, depending on how this goes, both teams have a chance of winning this, but I'm a little bit concerned of that top lane. It's not quite Dragonshire, but Rexa has usually the upper hand there because he can hold experience and the objective at the same time, whereas the opponent can't do that. So ETC eventually has to make a choice of what he wants to prioritize, and very likely he's going to continuously lose out on the objective on the map. He also needs level 7, and that makes his early stage games or levels just so much more tricky. So they're starting to stack a bit with Altanox, who of course tries to connect the Lightning Fury. That could be a kill even. No. Maiev is able to jump out. And I gotta admit that I think Maiev is gonna play a huge role here. Fisiv's play and performance is going to be determining a lot in this game, because if he can rip the opponent's backline apart, if he can set up good tethers to be followed up, that could work out for them. But if we are seeing taunts coming through and then good follow-ups from Malfurion, maybe another Gul'dan setup where he comes in with a Horrifier as well, I think Out of Position might just be able to turn this around again. You gotta look at this from their perspective as well. They came into this grand final here and said like, alright boys, time to crown ourselves Heroes of the Storm champions. And then they won 2 in a row and everything was just looking Gucci. And all of a sudden they are losing the next 2 maps and they have to fight for the victory here. This is the last one, do or die at this point. So who takes it? Top side is taken. As I said, that beacon is going to be a problem, but at least there's a camp that was taken. Kaiser is trying to reclaim this, but the progress bar is already working in favor of Food for Probius. They got 48% blocked in, so that is kind of neat. And what else is happening? There's the jump onto Murmur. He survives. Good for him. A lot of stacking going on for Out of Position. 11 stacks for Cassia, 9 for Varian, and we also got 7 for Gul'dan. And Cassia has now started to go to the top, and this is exactly the problem. If you have Rek'Sai against you and you can't win that lane, you will have to force, you will have to go for rotations. So the Rek'Sai position topside forces the rotation of Cassia, which now turns the bot lane into a 4 versus 2 or 4 versus 3, and that's just a continuous problem if you have an unevenly balanced top lane. So ETC is in a really awkward spot where they have to 2 versus 3 it, and that gives the advantage to the blue team at the bottom of the map, of course, where they have the number advantage and are now trying to use that. Broccoli gets added to the mix for Malfurion. I honestly expect that with this that they would go for the Strangling Mines, considering that they have another taunt combo going on. But again, bit of a different style for them. Also got the Eternal Retaliation now for Johanna. 54% on the beacon. None, by the way, for Out of Position. So we'll see how much they can get once that the minion wave moves in. But it's still a 2v2 now. Actually 2v3. Misha is in here. Is already sent to the front. Zmayev is coming in and looking for an attack against Altanox over here. And there's at least a bit of beacon control. Alright, maybe they can hold this for a bit longer. Broccoli is in. So far, so good. And they are starting to make some progress here. That's going to be important one way or another. But the longer they can hold this with Varian, the better. Now that Maiev is back, it's a 5 versus 4 again. And they have to fall back again. 16 stacks by now, though, for Gul'dan. And of course, topside, Cassia has an easy time stacking against Misha. 18 stacks for her right now. I should be able to get a lot more, honestly. If you're going up against Misha, it's pretty much like the dream right there. That's also a heavy attack against Head. Whew. Yep. Stacks keep coming. Cassia, can you get a little bit more? I mean, Misha is usually making that easy. So yeah, there's the 19. Okay. Yeah, so far not a single kill in this game. It's game 5. All on the line here. Everything is on the line. Who is the champion in Division 2 and 3? Who takes the Legendary Cup? That's the big question right now. Level 7 talents, that's where Echo... Oh, no Echo Paddle. But... Alright, the hammer on instead. Okay. I mean, again, if you're looking for the wave clear and trying to counterplay, this is usually Echo Paddle that we're looking for, but the Kaiser makes a bit of a different decision. And instead, we have them taking the wall topside down. It's actually kind of interesting to see how Food for Probius is starting to lose ground at the top, but doesn't really get anything done at the bot lane. So this 2-3 split is working out well for Out of Position. It's a little bit awkward for the blue team. They need to pressure this more, and they're trying to do that with the help of another mercenary camp that they're about to take. So once they have that, they might be able to make a play here. Top side, that's where the stacking still continues. And down to the bottom, here we go. Another attempt. Reclaim that. Rek'Sai, again, even Misha is not going to do anything over here. It's going to try to. Misha in trouble! And Rek'Sai, look at that bastard, didn't pay any attention to Misha, didn't take care of her, but don't worry, Twitter has been informed and Rek'Sai will be cancelled. It's 2020 after all. Still 0 kills, but the top lane is getting crushed now. Once that fountain is down, Rek'Sai has no sustain on the lane anymore, so he won't be able to do a whole lot here. And down at the bottom of the map, whew, I mean, red team is holding on to it, so they're still doing fine. Stacks are also doing quite nicely. I mean, again, if you can continuously just stack, late game is going to be a breeze. Slight lead in experience for out of position 2. Yeah, but this, you can't let that happen. Now Cassia has to rotate over. Cassia is rotating over, and there's the kill. Number 1, they're trying to lock Maiev down. Maiev! Oh, she's on the run. Nice sleep dart. Well done. Look at Anna here. Jam is jamming away. And the boss is helping with the kill. Give me a heal. There's the heal. And there's the kill. Cassia comes in for the final hit and says like, na 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 na. And just simply naps it away. Big lead now for out of position. Big lead now. Yep, there we go. They're starting to break through the wall. Level 10 is in. There's the level 8. Top side. Oh my god. They're gonna get, yeah, they have the Web Evil wave. The Zerg wave. It's a wave 2. It's a wave 2. It does damage. It works. Alright, so now that we're coming into this, there's a huge advantage in Talons. There's a huge wave at the bottom. The Horrify and the kill attempt against Jojo. Not able to take it down. Yep, there we go. That's one structure eliminated. Top side, one defender doing what she can, but Cassia is going to be able to hold on to this for a long time, and this honestly scares me. Down here, without level 10 abilities, you really can't do a whole lot. There's still a mosh pit that could be used by ETC if he finds a slide opportunity, and if they open up the small wall, he might actually get that. But they're not doing it, so now still level 10. Boah, what a push! Like, that timing couldn't have been more perfect. I have no idea why they're backing off. What are you guys doing? Go in, kill them! Kill them all! Rexa comes down, so I guess that triggered the rotation a bit, but ooh, this could have been murderous. If they would have opened the side wall as the push came in, I think ETC could have tried to get a good mosh pit off. So, yep, Kaiser's moving away. Top side, that's another fort that falls. 2 forts down after the first objective before the 10-minute mark hits. That is pretty sexy. Here comes the Blessed Shield. Maiev with the engage. There's the cage, baby. And the ult. Yes, there we go. Double kill. Make it... No, not a triple. No, instead we have Maiev going down. But... Cassia! Oh! Head with a kill! Gets the axe in and takes Cassia down. But they're losing Rexa. Their Kaiser is also getting dropped, so ETC is dead. It's a total slaughter over here. Huge team fight, but look at that setup. Look at those kills. The cage came down first, and then the double kill against Malfurion and against Gul'dan. Obviously, Maiev afterwards falls too, but yeah, they are just crushing heavily over here. So that was pretty awesome. But now we are looking at a huge advantage in structures for out of position. They are still a level ahead. It's 4 kills against 4. So they lost a little bit of the lead that they had, but all in all, it's still looking really, really good for them. Really, really good. So, yep, there we go. Electris is moving in. Altanos also there. And top side camp has to be defended. Boss is still up, so you have to keep a bit of an eye on it. As long as you have vision, it's fine. 13 talents are now ready as well. That, of course, helps them too. But, yep, that looks pretty solid. Need to get the stacks together for Gul'dan so that he completes his quest, but he's already sitting at 32, so until 16 for the Ruinous Affliction, he should have it. Cassia, 31 for her, but they're using the talent advantage to push the top lane a bit. Okay. Let's see. Maiev is still sitting in the wings here. Just trying to look if she can maybe even flank in. Not happening right now. The problem is that Maiev might now be caught. Yeah, there's the cage, the taunt! Oh, the ult! And that could be a kill against... Oh! He survives! Mephisto is alive and he tries to turn it against Varian. But I think they could have taken him. I feel like they were as surprised as the other team with how the engagement went. But that was definitely a kill opportunity. Now the bot lane gets still parashot as that camp that initially was taking does some work, but I think the fort itself is going to be able to take that down. Now we have the first beacon already claimed topside, so they have started to take control here. At the bottom of the map, the entire spiel continues too, as they are looking to get a little bit more done here. 4 hits against 4. Sitting down at the bottom, and off we go. Moving in with another attempt to force that team fight at the bottom of the map. Now Misha is joining the fun with Rexa now as well. Fully armored up over here. Quest on level 4 has not been completed though. Nice! Beautiful setup, and that's Mephisto gone. Beautiful Valkyrie. That was a really, really good Valk at the perfect moment in time, and that's the kill that they needed. Just look at this. Comes through, bam, hits it hard, and of course he was trying to just get out of there. No way, and that's the kill. So now we have another advantage for out of position, and they can work on the next objective already. There's only one at the top. Kaiser's there too. I don't really think they're going to give this up this easily. Especially with Varian now joining the fun. So, yep, they already have a couple of heroes in. Could even go for the taunt. Misha is coming in too. The damage dealers are making their way through the right side of the map after they take one of the camps. So the camp is now creating even more havoc at the bottom of the map. But they're starting to move in for this. Yeah, just... You don't want to go for boss. For a second I really thought they pinked this thing because they wanted to take it. But thankfully, that's not what they attempted to do here. Should still hold the pod for a little bit longer. That's a big wave. 100 to 8 on the percentage bar. 100 to 8. If they don't die here, that is going to be fantastic for them. Big ults, the kill against ETC, but can they get the counter kill? They're looking for Sonny, and Johanna might fall. There's the Valkyrie. Yeah, Malfurion is dead. Hello, team. And Rexa is coming in, taking down Mephisto. Everybody dead and dying over here, but it seems like the entire blue team... Oh, the entire red team is going to get wiped. Everybody down. 5-man team wipe. But they need to deal with the attack because the bot lane is getting crushed. There's catapults on that keep. Top side is also getting attacked. And this is a massive wave that you need to take care of. Now, there's a bit of counter pressure through those Zerglings, but let's be honest, it's not a lot. Bot lane has taken huge amounts of damage. We have 9 kills to 7. So in teamfights, Food for Probius is starting to do a bit better. But at the same time, when you're just looking at all the damage that is being done here on the left side of the map, this is still a bit of a disaster. I mean, that Ultralist top side is apparently going to take down that fountain, so that's already a win. And this is nearly down too. I think they can save it. They should be able to, but it's a close call. This is not a lot of hit points that they have left here. That's 700 hit points left out of 17,000. That's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. That is one Echoed Corruption pretty much that lands properly. So the 16 talent advantage still for out of position. They're looking pretty good here. Misha. Misha's just sitting in that fog and is eating all the damage. They're taking the camp. They want to push the top lane with the camp. And that top keep is gone. Like, that's the move. Burn this down, move in before your opponent has 16, and you take this one for free. They are all gearing up here, but they can't do anything. I mean, what are they going to do? All that has to happen is Gul'dan getting in position. That's the only thing. Gul'dan gets in position once, and this thing's gone. They're already poking it down with Cassia, so yeah. Get one drop on this, and it... I don't know why they're falling back here. Like, guys, you still have to work for it. Now that you lost the advantage of the camp that you took. Okay, there it is. So they take it eventually. I think they thought that the camp alone would just drop it. And yeah, that's that. But that, of course, didn't happen. Now, technically speaking, they could have tried to go for boss as well. I think that would have been a moment where Food for Frobius is then going to move in themselves, though. So they didn't go for boss. They decided to just, like, play it for the keep at the top. Now we're looking at another objective that is going to spawn soon, and both teams have level 16 talents. The experience lead is not that huge. A couple of additional stacks are coming through for Cassia, who's now at 53. 8 stacks on Malfurion's level 4 for Broccoli. 21 only for Rexa, so he's still not done with his own quest. Which is, of course, slightly annoying for him, I suppose. But they're coming in at the top side now with another move for the next camp here. Beacons are also activating again, and this is the moment where you really need to make your play. And, of course, there's still a boss up. At some point, one of the teams could decide that they want to go for a YOLO move. And I guess if one of them makes that move, it's the blue team. If the blue team feels that they can't win without forcing a fight no matter what, they're going to be the ones going for a boss. But their last fight went fantastic. I mean, they wiped the entire red team off the map. But I'm a little bit concerned looking at this. I mean, hello? Guys, someone needs to deal with this. And quickly, please. This is not looking good at all. There's 2 catapults and another camp moving in. You're going to lose some points on the core for sure. You might lose the game here if you don't pay attention. Then again, they take it snappy and they take ETC down, so there's that. Yeah, good job for them. I guess they got a little bit unlucky over here. Yes, they did. The minion wave actually took the catapults down. They got lucky. If that camp arrives before the minion wave spawns, then the catapults do core damage. But the timing didn't quite work out, so they had to fall back. Down here, the fight continues as Rexa has now started to take to the top lane again. They want to make their play. They come in against Maiev, but Malfurion gets attacked. Oh, the kill against Mephisto. The damage dealer gone. Malfurion survives. There's the Valkyrie. And Visif jumps out. Fight is not over, though. Another taunt is ready. And does he dash in? Where's the taunt? There it is. That has to be a kill. And it is a kill. Jojo is down. That is 9 kills to 10. Game number 5, everybody. The first one was pretty awesome and very close, and it seems like this one is going to mirror that. Now, of course, Food for Brobes is losing out on the objective, but still, they can't decide what they want to go for. They can't decide if they want to go for the boss or if instead they want to go for the keep. Honestly, keep is a freebie, so you can take that whenever you want to. You might be able to still fall back and take boss, because let's face it, your opponent doesn't have Johanna. So now that they have control over both beacons, they can move in for it, and either boss is going to be taken or the objective is going to be won. I think they should make that move. Alright, they decide against it, but then they have to take the objective. Alright. 10 to 8. Jojo is back. 58% at least on the wave. They are taking camps now, and they are moving back to the top to take the beacon. So far, Food for Phrobius has not taken down a single fort. And actually, that is also heavily reflected in the experience point. Take a look at the passive experience gain throughout the match here. 5,000 more for the red team because of the structures that they destroyed. That's huge. That's really, really huge. That's where a big amount of this is actually coming from right now. So, yeah, big lead on that. Here comes the fight again. Rexa already committed to the ult, trying to force the fight here. ETC, Varian, both at the front. Oh, double ult from... Oh my god. Double ult from Malfurion and Gul'dan, and it didn't hit anything. Nothing. That's bad. Catapults on the core, though. Catapults on the core. From the top, from the bottom. Core is losing hit points. The ladies, we're down to 77. 70%. And Rexa moves back to deal with it. And that turns the top fight into a 5 versus 4. They might not have level 20 yet, but they have the numbers advantage. And they're going in again. Core is at 58. Mosh pit in the back. No more heals from Ana, at least for now. And Jojo is down. So is Maiev. They look for a counter kill against Malfurion, but they can't find it. And that's the end of Mephisto. That's the end of the game. That is the end of the grand final. There's no way they bring this back. Ana is dead. 5-man team wipe. Everybody dead and dying. 10 kills to 14. It got scary for Out of Position after they took the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 here at the Heroes of the Storm Grand Final. But on the 5th map on Brexit Holdout, they come in and they drop their opponent. Food for Phrobius takes 2nd place as Out of Position crowns themselves the Heroes of the Storm champions of the Legendary Cup. Well played, nicely done, and GG.